Ladies and gentlemen, the kid is back. Today's shirt. Be alert for foul balls at Wrigley Field. That's right, this shirt is 20 years old. Got it in 96. It's still in great condition, minus a bit of the white breaking, but no real fade. I didn't wear it often because I grew out of it and I grew back into it. But hey, it's good advice whether you're a ballpark, or if you're a lady, or if you're a guy and you swing the other way. Hey, cool. Be alert for foul balls. I'm doing a quick shave today. I'm going to meet an old high school friend who's visiting in town, having a little bit of a group dinner, and I just wanted to clean up. I got under a day's growth, but I'm going to use a real mild razor. My, shoot, I forgot the damn name. The point is, the standard. We use the standard with the Rapira Lux blade that had to be on his third shave, and I'm going to use something I picked up from Brett over at the Big Shave Me, old Brett Wall there, and it's Speakeasy from PAA. I got the sample in that big old mess I took to there, about 50 samples or so. I love this scent. He had it available. It's a little older bottle and tin versus the bigger plastic that we're used to. For example, with I got it right here. Like with Cedar Fever from the Austin meetup, different packaging. But plenty of soap in it, smells great. I'm just going to do a couple quick passes to clean it up, but it's not going to be 20 minutes of time. We're going to dive right in. So I've got the blade warming. I'm going to go against synthetic, so I'm going to soak the brush, Italian handle. I'm going to wet the face. I just got in from work, and work was good. It was quiet. Got the Olympics on TV, so I didn't have to listen to the news because I'm sick of all of it right now. News is so biased both ways. Can't win. Vote your conviction, and as they said, let the chips fall. So anyway, I bloom the soap a little bit of bloom water. I already like the scent. It reminds me of a cologne I had. I think I got rid of it. Not because it was bad or anything. I don't know if I was lightning load when I moved some years ago from one place to another. I don't remember. I tossed it sometime. Yeah, screw it. So we're going to dip the brush, shake it out, lather up. Smaller container. I just really like this scent. It's when I huffed all those samples a couple weeks ago. I just took the Speakeasy. I kind of did in alphabetical order. Fran or whoever packaged it at PAA was so nice enough to put them in alphabetical order, or alphanumeric, because there was one K, for example. Water. Get that brush overloaded. That was nice of her, or whoever did it. Thank you. I got to the S's and found Speakeasy to be very pleasant. There's a decent load. Get the strays. So, a lot of Olympics today. That was awesome. I had to chuckle. If anybody watched the women's archery, the hilarity of North Korea versus South Korea in a match. I was so waiting for them to turn and cause an international incident. I mean, it's the Olympics and it's all, you're all supposed to be in the spirit of competition, but my God, that was the funniest thing to high comedy I've seen in Olympic competition in a long time. Because even if you're just current events, you don't know history, there was this thing called the Korean War, and they have this demilitarized zone that they adhere to, and Kim Jong-un now likes to threaten us and wave his figurative junk around, thinking he's all bad. Of course, even China tells him to cut his crap, which is interesting. Anyway, so lathered up here, clean the shirt off, razors out. Again, aluminum, very light, very mild head, beautiful design, nice and elegant, standard razor. I think the upside of the standard is a little light razor. You get great feedback. You hear it. And I do have some growth, so you actually hear. Versus like when you right there, you didn't quite hear it. Well, that's because I didn't have any growth after that. Or a lot less. I'm sorry I open my mouth a lot when I shave. Not the talking part. When I stretch, you're looking right down my gullet. I know it's not the most attractive thing. I think an advantage after getting the Icon X3 is I've learned a little bit more control, where even with a light razor, and what I mean by control is just kind of letting the razor do the work and me not pulling it so much. You know, I kind of give it the jump start with a drag, and then I just kind of let the hand fall. And you're like, Ken, what do you mean? And what I mean is, I'm not sitting there going, ugh! I'm kind of going, you know, nice and light. Because again, as those of you who watch videos, whether it's Clean Shaver or Busta or Chris Bailey, Traditional Shaving Evangelist, or Geo Fat Boy, or Nick Shaves, it's all about beard reduction passes, because this is not a modern lift and separate, lift and shear multi-blade cartridge. And I talked through my hand, sorry. It's already look a little cleaner. Maybe a 3-pass shave after all, considering it's a milder razor. I'm gonna get a little more water on my lather here, already on the brush. With Douglas's soaps, I think I need a little more water. I don't know even which formula this is. It doesn't say. I don't know if it's the 2.0, or this time it was already 3.0 formulation, just not in the new packaging. I don't know. He might be able to identify it for me if I ask him. But I like a lot of water in his. For me, it gets a little cakey if I don't have enough water. But it's all finding, what works for you and what works with soap best. I think my favorite part of PAA is the scent matching among the products. And that's like saying among all the properties, scent matching is probably my favorite of all, because they're all good. I like the matching. One of my earlier videos, since I just started this, is I prefer the matchup stuff. I guess you can consider my matching kind of like chefs when they say layer the flavors. You want to salt and pepper a little bit, and each time you have you have a base, you season it. Let's say you thin it out with some sort of liquid, or you add more ingredients, maybe something that renders fat or creates more liquid in some fashion. You want to season again, because now you've diluted your initial season base, and usually your salt and pepper. And that's how I do it. Probably Emerald Lagasse was the first one, since he became prominent back in the late 90s and early 2000s in particular. So I usually, for the most part, go soaps and ASs. Although, this was just available for a great deal. So I got it. But a lot of times in my new venture, I've decided to go, when I want to buy fragrances, and use neutral soaps, Wolfat or Perazzo White, like I've got here. Something that doesn't really leave anything. Regular Perazzo is fine too, because it really doesn't have a scent. It's just a menthol and eucalyptus, little light. amount. More for skin feel, I'm sure, in the final result. But then there's lighter fragrances that mask easy. So tonight it starts a 4-game set, Cubs and Cardinals. If you're a Cardinals fan, hey, cool. I'm not one of these Cubs fans that hate. Seems like Cardinals fans, especially the ones in St. Louis, they're cruel. They're the bully. They kick teams when they're down, especially the Cubs. I mean, there's rivalry, but then there's immaturity, and I've run into a lot worse Cardinals fans than some of my friends. My friends are great, but I used to live up there. Then I've run into crappy Cubs fans. We travel well, and generally, I mean, everyone has their own jerks. So, and I'm gonna wipe my screen down here while we're playing, so you can't see that. So, anyway, just if you're a sports fan, root for your team, be classy. Don't be too big a jerk unless someone just does something dirty, then blast them out of their shoes. Because we don't need dirty play. We need enjoyable. Hard hitting like in football, great. Hit hard. Just be legal. Injuries happen on hard hits, but don't go to cause injury. Don't act stupid when you get called out for it because you did something wrong. Soccer in particular, floppers, the men, you are the worst. Not so much United States. Your South American teams are terrible for the most part. Central America, Honduras, really bad a couple years ago against Spain in the World Cup. I was really embarrassed for Hondurans because I didn't say a lot for them as a team. I hope that didn't reflect on the country. I've never been to Honduras. Haven't heard much to say one way or the other about it. But flopping in soccer is pansy, and I mean that like weak, not a slur against homosexuals, because I don't play that, but I will use language, and I mean that in weakness, not anybody's race or sexual preference or whatever. There's a big difference. I still have a major concern with language versus action, and news outlets all on Trump when, I'm getting political for a second, I try not to, but, he said this, and technically he didn't say what they're interpreting. I mean, you can quote him, but you aren't listening to him, and yet you got somebody who, if I did what she did, I'd be in jail. So, actions versus talk. Which one hurts you more? Sticks and stones, right? That's just the way I think. Let's say, I'm a Cowboys fan, and if you you're not a Cowboys fan, and you walked up to Romo and you called, "Hey, Tony Homo," you think he's really hurt by that? He's heard it all the time. He's a professional quarterback making millions of dollars. But if you went up to him and stabbed him, okay, now we have an action that actually hurt someone. So, I'm sorry. Language, wild course, doesn't bother me. Calling me fat, for example, because I am. But you know what? I've been thinner. I can get thinner. I've backtracked a little lately. Too many damn breakfast tacos for the most part, and a lot of beer. That's okay. That's my fault. I did that. I put my chin back and I gotta deal with this shit. But you know what? That's my reality. Anyone wants to make fun of me, so be it. I'm more concerned if you got in my face, punched me, shot me, stabbed me. So there's a huge difference, and I hope you all recognize that. The rest of society doesn't, the news doesn't, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't hate the news. I'm just saying, use your brain, please. I'm not the smartest guy in the you know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Yeah, I got a bachelor's in history. I got a master's. Yeah, I'm paying on still. If I get back to a job I have in advance after, you know, it's a backstory almost, but you know, so at least I've learned. Well, I think in college it's not so much you learn certain things, but you learn how to think more critically. You learn methodology. And then you take the information that is supplied to you through the various outlets and you learn to discern the differences. And you learn to research and say, is that true? Is that not true? I mean, even if you just go to Snopes.com and look at, did Hillary do this? Did Donald do this? Or you see stupid conspiracy stuff like 9/11 truthers, Alex Jones and InfoWars. God, he's a tard. Have you looked at him? We're the same age, and he looks like he's 10 years older than I am. I mean, the guy, yeah, he makes more money than I do, but he's going to die sooner, probably. I mean, I don't know, I can't respect people who don't critically think and prove to me they critically think. Now, if we come to opposite conclusions, as long as I know you come from a place of intelligence and thought and research, we can disagree. We agree to disagree all day, and I'll respect you because you had a method and a rationale. And you went in there and came to a conclusion. Even if you did have biases are fine. We're going to have them. That's why we root for our sports teams. That's why we, have friends who we choose to hang out with. It's why we make choices. We have biases. Let's take in the shaving community. Some of you, and I mean you generally, I don't know who specifically because I'm fairly new to this, but some people out there in the community don't like PAA. They go on boards and they complain about it. I don't care. I like PAA. I've only been doing this 11 months. I met Captain Smythe. We've talked. We've broken bread, Cajun style. I told him right to his face, I respect his work, and I don't understand why people do what they do. I respect everyone who does that, makes this their hobby with soap making and all that, or makes it into a business. I'm sitting at a damn desk. Okay, this thing's gonna go about 20 minutes. In a way, I'm jealous in a positive way that they've taken this leap, made these ventures, doing something different. I respect that. I think it's great. If I happen to not end up liking their product, that's my preference. It's got nothing to do with the person. But people say, oh, marketing this and that, and who cares? It's their business model. You don't like it, don't spend money. But you're going to go out there and waste your energy shitting on it, and I mean that, I'm going to be coarse, shitting on it. Screw off. Screw off. If I don't like a product, unless it damaged me, grievously, I'm going to say, I didn't like it, I'm going to try something else. Friends ask me about it, I'll give my opinion. But I'm not going to go out there and sabotage people. And that's what a lot of people do. They want to sabotage. And I have no respect for that. Do what you got to do. In terms of like, dislike, spend your money. It's your money to spend. Pick your market. Well, Thayers. So this is a cleanup shave, and I am not going to shave tomorrow morning because I will tear my skin up. I went with a mild razor with a standard. I think I have Platinum Lux, 3 shaves, and I think it's done. Better than I did getting home. Not a lot of hairs to take off, but enough. I just want to look a little bit better when I show up. Okay, so I'm letting that dry. I get the Speakeasy aftershave here. I kind of like these bottles. Now granted, this seems to be more the industry standard now, so it's probably volume. There's more of them. So you see Fine uses them. Reef Point, PAA. Who else? Let me see what I got. Razorock. Yeah, also similar bottle. So, yeah. A little in the hair for the keeper. Tap the neck. Let this hair dry. So you know what, friends? We're not going to agree on everything. We could agree on a lot too. Just be civil, be adult. My hair, I'm like Tony, my hair. And if you disagree with each other, fine. But know why you think what you think. And don't just be sheep. And I don't mean sheep like, oh, conspiracy theory, oh, believe what the government tells you. No. There's a lot of truth out there. And it's not what these conspiracy freaks tell you. Just research plausible news outlets. I mean, 9/11 truther, those truther idiots. We got friggin' Popular Mechanics did a whole breakdown of why things fell. Usually on September 11th, History Channel or something runs things about how the towers collapsed the way they did. Building 7, the Pentagon. Watch them. It's hard science. It's all fact. There's no influence by the government. I work for the government, for God's sakes. Jesus. If I hated them like that, shit. I mean, if you're going to live where you can't trust anything, then how do you have relationships? So, friends, I'm sorry this went longer than I hoped because I went against exactly what I opened up doing. I said I wasn't going to talk a lot. But thank you for listening, and good shave again. I'll probably change out that Platinum Lux, goes in the blade bank for something else. Be good. Have a good night. Be safe. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.